So traders, after many years of being out of the crypto market myself, I'm finally getting back into the markets, but not on Bitcoin, right? This is not a Bitcoin thing. I'm always looking for those good opportunities that's going to give me a good profit to my risk to reward, right? Reward to risk ratio when I'm getting into positions like this. And so the first market for me, when it comes to the crypto market, right? And again, I'm not recommending this trade to you. This could be a losing trade. You know that, right? And because there's no guarantees of making a profit in the markets, you know that. So one thing I'm looking for right now, and one thing I've been focusing on, is the good old Ethereum market. All right, as I said before, for a long time, I've had some trades. I've had some really nice trading opportunities when it comes down to the good old. Let me actually see if I can show you this here. This is the right. So I actually had a beautiful trade through here on the crypto on Bitcoin, but it was a more trading opportunity. It wasn't more like a buy and hold opportunity. But now, after all this time watching this, right, after many years of being out of the crypto market, I'm now getting back in, right? And what we can see here is this is the Ethereum chart. Now, the one thing you'll see here with the Ethereum chart is one thing I want you to sort of understand is that the way these markets operate and the way these markets work, right? So for me, I see this being a big overall sort of sideways movement. Now I want to go down to the daily charts here. Look at the daily charts, right? Look what happened here just recently. So we had a move down, we had a move up, and now we're just going sideways through here, right? We're not getting the strong selling movement. In fact, the strong selling movement that we did get was followed by a big move back up. So we're still developing this overall massive sideways phase through here. All this here, this is called a time phase. This is called a sideways phase. And once this breaks out, and if we do, I don't know if it's going to, but if we do start to break out to the upside, right, to the upside, if we start to break above 2,800, this thing is probably going to start to make a move back up above 4,000 and possibly even back up to an all-time new high. The Ethereum market, everyone's been the lovey-dovey about Bitcoin. Okay, cool. Not for me. I've been lovey-dovey about making good opportunities in the markets by trading, right? But for now, and what I'm watching for and what I'm looking for is, this is what I'm looking for right now. And so I can see the market's gone up, we're going sideways. And so this is going to be now, this is a beautiful, what's called an energy building phase for me, right? The energy building phases is when the market's doing nothing, right? This is the best time for me to be looking for an opportunity to get involved with this. So the market is, look at this here. When the market does nothing for a while, when we do break, we tend to go for a really nice move. Look what's happening through here, right? Look at all that through there. What's happening? Pretty much nothing, right? Nothing. We're going through a sideways period through here. And now, if we do continue this level through here, this is now a low. This is now a higher low. And if we can start to break up and break above 2,800, this is now going to confirm that the buyers are back in. We went through a selling period through here. And now we're going to go through a buying period through here. So as long as when we're not there yet, but this is an early warning sign, especially seeing this big flush down here, right? So big flush down and then a very big through here. So if this was a true flush down, if this was a continuation of the downward movement we've seen, then we would have seen this thing come back down. But look at this level. Look what happened here. Okay, let me show you on a 4-hour chart so you can see it a lot more clearer. Look what happened here on a 4-hour chart. Right, so we did, look at this here. So we came down, see all that support? Look at all this support level through here. We had a flush down, but we came straight back up. And now look what's happening. Support, support, support. And now we're making our way, possibly start to see through here. And all of this sideways phase is called energy. And when the energy when the market does start to break out after doing a long extended period of sideways, we tend to get an explosion of price action. This here, the sideways pattern, is the number one pattern that I look for in my trading every day, right? No idea where that came from, but I'm trying to show you, right, why I'm getting excited about Ethereum. And see, this is where most traders, they wait for this to happen, like they're doing with the stock market right now, then they're starting to get into it. And that's why most traders lose money. Do you want to be part of the most traders? No, right? So that means you need to wait for the market to cool down first, aka sideways, and we're starting to see that through there. Look at this here. So we're starting to get this overall sideways phase through here, and we got it through here. So, and we're starting to get like a really nice breaking up through here. So I do see, by looking at Ethereum and by looking at what's going on through here, especially on this hourly chart, we're holding through here. So this is the first market that I'm looking at, right? The first market. I do see that we're probably, again, for me guys, for me personally, I'm about scouring the markets. If you like to learn my actual trading system and how I utilize that, you can join my webinar, first link in the description there guys, and I'll teach you all the details to this. The thing that I'm watching for right now is, once again, this level through here, right? I'm always looking for this opportunity. With Bitcoin, I don't know. There's a lot of hope about Bitcoin's going to, I do see Bitcoin breaking out though, right? We're seeing this level through here. Bitcoin could be developing what? It's all the same thing in it, guys. Look at this here. Sideways, big move. Yeah? We're developing a sideways here. So we're probably going to probably going to have that period through there, right? So Bitcoin's not for me though. Some people say yes, some people say no, some people say whatever. That's you know, you do you, boo-boo. For me, I'm always looking for these opportunities across all markets, right? For example, see this platinum here? What was I doing before? Oh, look, sideways. So I entered right here and caught this move, right? And you guys, if you guys have been following me for the last few months, you would know I did a video about platinum. I'm now out of platinum. I already made a big profit on platinum because you want to get in here before the explosion. Then when the explosion happens, you get out, say thank you very much, right? 250% return on that trade, moving on to the next one. I'm always looking for these pockets of opportunities. I'm not going to just chase the crowd because everyone says the Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. For me, I'm looking for the pockets of opportunity. The first pocket of opportunity is Ethereum for me. Why? Why is that? Because if I am wrong, by the way, this here is my risk. That's my risk. If I am right, that's my reward. So we're probably looking at 5 to 10 times my risk to reward here. Aha. Now, this here is probably going to take a good 6 months or more to happen, if it does happen. But this here is the basing before I see at least a move back up to here. Right? And you can see, look at this level through here, even through here, right? We had this level, see that major support level? Look at this here. We even flushed down, came down and found support there. So to me, Ethereum right now is like, oh my goodness, there's so much building up through here. Here's a massive false breakdown through here, big false breakdown. We also had a very short-term one that I just showed you just a minute ago through here, and now we're basing out through here. So there's a massive probability we're going to start to see a 4,000 on Ethereum. Then we're probably going to get a bit of a pause, but I see Ethereum potentially making an all-time new high now. I think this is I do see this as being like a slingshot pattern towards seeing a really big move to come. So that's the first market that I do see happening here. The next market that I see happening, I'll just use this software. I use TradingView, right? The next market is not gold. Again, gold has already made a big move, right? I don't hate gold. I don't love gold, right? But gold, look at this here. Remember traders, when was I looking at gold? Actually, when did I start to trade gold? Right here. It's already made a big move. Leave the market alone. Get into things that's likely to make a big move over the next 6 to 12 months and get in on that. Don't get in here and hope it's going to continue. Why did we have a big move? You see, it's all the same thing, right? Because we just went sideways for a while. Then when we broke out, we had a very big move for a while. You see what I'm saying here, right? Like, and look at this here. And I'm not using anything on the chart. I'm using one thing. If we go sideways for a while, we tend to break out and go for a long move. That's when I should be looking for an opportunity. Oh, what am I seeing with silver right now? Oh, the silver, right? Silver starting to break out. We actually did this. Look at this here, right? Silver actually did all through here. We broke out and now we're developing all through here. And now we're breaking out again. So it's building up a lot of pressure right now. So the two markets that I'm really focusing on, right? Again, guys, I'm not a long-term 5-year investor, buy and hold and so on and so forth. That's not for me. These opportunities like Ethereum could be a good 6 to 12 month type of move, potentially, right? And even with the good old silver, is it silver or silver? Silver? With the good old silver, look at this here. We're starting to build pressure. We're upward trending, trade with the trend. We're starting to build a base here. And look at this here. We're at this major level of resistance right now. The next major support level is at least up through there on a short-term level. And then we have all-time new highs being up through there. So if I go to my daily charts and I start to bring on everything through here, look what's happening now. So these are two markets here. I'm not in silver right now, but I'm waiting for a good trade to trigger. And then that could be a good 1, 2, maybe 3 month type of trade for me, where Ethereum could be a bit longer. It's probably going to take time for that to happen. But once we start to trigger this level through here, right? And if I do bring on my moving averages now, the 24, right? And even my 52, look what's happening now, okay? I use these moving averages like momentum. We're about to see a really big move to come, right? So these are the main two markets I'm focused on right now. Silver to make a move, and if silver does start to make a move, guess what? That's that first target up there. Where was that first target? Let me show you here again. Can I squeeze it all the way up? See that there? This here, right? Look at this here. Resistance, once it breaks, we're probably going to this level through here, right? That's that first level, second level. Look at this here. We're breaking above it through here. It's screaming at us. So traders, I'm trying to encourage you. Again, make sure you join my webinar, first link in the description. I'll teach you the details to the actual trading system. But I'm trying to show you that there's many pockets of opportunities. So instead of trying to chase the stock market right now, all-time new highs, here we go. Leave it alone. Get into things that hasn't made a big move already. See what I'm saying? Why is this so important? Because we want to get into opportunities that if we're going to make a really big move, like if I show you my platinum trade, why is this so important? Because here, this trade here, I got in here and I literally got out here somewhere. I'm out of platinum now. I made 250% return on this trade. 250% return. Now, if my average losing position on my investment, right? That means I'll use a simple number here, right? Just say this was a $10,000 position. This here was a $25,000 profit through here. With me so far? If I go do another $10,000 position, my average loss is 20 to 30%. So I'm $3,000 loss. So I can have a 1 loss, I can have 2 losses, I can have 3 losses, I can have 4 losses. That's $12,000 in losses, and I could have 4 losses in a row and still be profitable. Do you see what I'm saying here? This is why it's so important to look for big profits, because you are going to go through a time, and I'm going to go through it as well too, where I'm going to have 1 or 2 or 3 losing trades in a row. But if I can have now 4 losing trades in a row, that's that means I'm screwing up big time. That means I'm making bad decisions, right? But here, even if I was at $15,000 here, $15,000 in losses, I traded shit this time. $15,000 in losses. But if I made a $25,000 profit, that means I'm still 10K up. And I've had a shit of a time here. Now, by the way, that's that one trade there. One thing I didn't tell you is GRPN. I'm out of GRPN now, but you know what this did for me? This did 300% return. Both these trades, I'm out. So let's just do the numbers here. I'm here, 10K. 250% return, platinum, which was what? 25K. Now, actually, I had a lot more than 10K on it, by the way, just so you guys know. It was a massive, massive profitable trade for me. So, but I'm using a much lower number so you guys can understand, right? 10K here. 10K, and then this one here may be 300% return. What was that? That was another $30,000 in profit. So put them together, you have a $55,000 profit if you did the same number here. 50. Now, what did I say before? My next trade, if I do another same trade, again, mine's the same. If I do another 10K trade, again, mine was actually a lot higher. It was more like, yeah, it was more like 30,000 on each. But anyway, I don't want to go there, guys. I don't want to go there, but I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to use a much lower number to show you how this works in the big picture. How do you actually have successful years? How do the 1% do the 1%? Right? So if I only had 10K on these trades, again, I had a lot more. I had around 30 on these trades. But anyway, then I'm up 55,000. Remember I said before, if I do another trade and I put 10K on and I lose 30%, even a big loss at 50%, and I'm only down 5K. Let's just say I do another 10K trade and I have a big loss at 50%. There's another 5K. I'm down 10K. That's okay. I'm still up 45K for the year. Then I do another 10K. Boom. I might make 100% return. Oh, there are 100% return. Oh, I just made 10K. Oh, now I'm back. Now I'm back at this profit here. Maybe 52 or 53, including brokerage. You see what I'm saying here? So this is what I do. This is how you truly get ahead in the markets. These two opportunities, Ethereum and silver, are just one of those opportunities for me. And I'm always looking for this. And this is the reason why I'm not against getting into gold or the stock market and all that. No. But what I'm looking for, I'm trying to get you in at good times to give you a probability of having a big move over the course of a couple of weeks to a couple of months. Therefore, at the end of the year, when you go through these hard periods, your account is still going up. So therefore, your account looks like this. You have a flat period, you have a really big growth period, then you might go through a bit of a slow period, then you have another big growth period, and you might do something like that for a while, and you have a big growth period, right? It's continuing up. Why? Because all of these here, this period through here, and this period through here, you jumped on trades through here. And that's where you can go on your Bitcoin, but we've already made really big moves out of Bitcoin. But I'm always about the unloved child. The unloved child for me was gold. The unloved child was gold down here. No one was talking about it. Everyone's about gold, right? Gold. Okay, cool. You may be right, but I'm looking to make money this year. That's right. Ethereum, silver, right? Silver, I'm looking to make money over the next couple of months out of silver. Again, I'm not in a trade yet, but I'm almost getting ready. There's almost a trigger there for me to get in. Then Ethereum, right? With Ethereum. Why am I looking at Ethereum? Because it's the unloved child. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin. I want to go to the unloved child. Why? Because you get into markets that no one's talking about, and then when everyone talks about it, then you start to put warning signals on. Why did I start to put warning signals on with gold when we're going through this last parabolic move through here? So as we started to go through here, I started giving warning signals to let people know that, yeah, we may have some upside to come, but we've already been going up a lot. Everyone's talking about it now, so just be smart and run away. I had a massive trade through here. I made 400% return through here. I had another really good short-term trading opportunity through here. So I made well over 500% return in two trades, one here and two here, because I got in at the start of the move. This is where you start to put the warning signs on. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, guys. I really wanted to share with you, firstly, the two markets. Silver and Ethereum about to make bonker moves, right? And so that's the first target there. And again, if I zoom right in right now and I show you this level through here, right? If we do start to move, we're probably going to go to 43. That's the first level. But then ultimately, I do see this thing heading up to that there. There's so many amazing opportunities, guys. So don't be a lover of any market. Stock market, I don't care, right? Again, I was all about platinum a month ago. Thank you very much. I'm now out of platinum. See you later. Probably won't be trading platinum now for another few more months, maybe longer, right? There was an individual stock, Groupon, but there's many individual stocks right now. But the two main markets I'm focusing on when it comes to the markets, I've got a whole big watch list of stocks, but the two main markets are silver, right? And Ethereum. And once these things start to move, and again, the risk to reward, right? Again, if I did an analysis through here and I was risking $5,000 on this trade, that's say that's $5,000. Okay, I'm using so say it was a $10,000 investment and I'm risking, I'm not right. From there to there is only what? It's only a 10% drop, right? That's a 10% drop I'm risking there. So again, if I had a $100,000 position here and I'm risking $10,000 there, you see the $10,000 there, right? But what happens if I'm right and the market does start to make a move up through there? Well, now my $10,000 risk gave me an almost $60,000 profit if it gets to these highs up here, and even a lot higher, I can now start to get 100 grand profit. So I risked 10 to make potentially 60 to 100 grand worth of profits through there. That's the way you want to set your trading up. You want to set your trading up where you can have these big profits. So when your losses do come, the losses are very, very, very small. Hey traders, just a quick heads up. I'm actually giving away free access to my mastery trading course for a limited time. If you go to johnspeedgift.com, or there should be the first link in the description. The fact is that 80 to 90% of the stuff that you learn or you use on these trading platforms is a complete waste of time. And only about 5 to 10% of the stuff that you actually learn and use is going to move the needle in the positive direction for you. And that's over the last 20 years, I've put everything that has helped me move the needle in the positive direction in this here, and I've left everything else out. So go to johnspeedgift.com right now and grab complete free access to this mastery trading course.